Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. On today's topic, Gabe will be talking about what your dog can teach you about $1 million marketing campaign. Who knew dogs can be of help? We appreciate everyone tuning in, and as always, enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody.
There was always a ton to learn. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well this morning. Happy Monday if you're tuning in live, and drop any comments or questions in that you have. We'd be glad to answer them. I was able to spend a nice relaxing weekend, and I always get to spend time with my favorite little buddy, my dog Marley, who is a yellow lab mix, and he was named Marley when we rescued him from the shelter and decided to keep that name. But he always reminds me a lot of really great marketing lessons, and I learn a lot from him. And one of the first things that we can all learn from our dogs is when it comes to marketing, we want to make our audience feel good about associating with us. We want them to be engaged. We want them to feel connected. And if you hang out with your dog, or if you get to hold a puppy, or if you get to play with a fun dog, you feel good. You feel happy. They're definitely animals that give us companionship and love. And I'm super grateful for my dog. And when I think about brands that do the same thing, it's one of them that I always feel good about associating with, and I'm a diehard fan is Apple products. And right now there is a T-Mobile commercial for iPhone, and it's this little toddler who grabs his mom's phone and it tears around the house and runs the phone through the spindles on the staircase, and brushes the Legos out of the way with the phone, and drops it in some water and plays and dances. And it's just this really upbeat, engaging commercial. And at the end it says, iPhone 13 toddler proof. And it just makes me laugh. It makes me smile. And that's one of the things that we really want to keep in mind as we're connecting with our audience, and as we're building out, $1 million, multi-million-dollar campaigns like that. We definitely want to make sure that we're engaging our audience, that we're making them feel good about being associated with our brand, because brand engagement, when brands are able to connect with their audience, get comments, get engagement, and get them to really be a part of the conversation, that's one of the biggest factors in having a successful campaign. A friend of mine who came on my other podcast, Today's Business Leaders, Nordy Cohen, wrote a book about how important it is for us to have, engagement with our audience when we're branding. And so that's just one of the first things to keep in mind that you can learn from your dog is, make your audience feel engaged, make them feel good about associating with you, get them engaged, get them to connect with you, and really play along with you when it comes to your brand. The second thing that I always learn from Marley is if I'm sitting on the couch and, watching hockey or watching a show or something, and he wants something, he'll come up on my left side and put his nose into me. And if my hand's on my leg, he'll lift his nose under my hand and push my hand up and keep pushing my hand up until he gets my attention. If I ignore him there, he walks around to the other side and he does the same thing, or he just kind of noses me until he gets what he wants. And that always reminds me as marketers that if one approach doesn't work, we should always try a new angle. Marketing is not about, just theorizing and designing this perfect idea and then launching it and just being magically successful. That rarely happens, especially early on when we're rolling something out or when we're working something new. And so it's really important to remember that if one approach doesn't work, just try something else, try a different angle. And also, that also reminds me when Marley does that as marketers, it's really important that we surround our audience. We can't expect just one angle to work. If we really want to serve and support them, and really, be successful in our marketing to them, then having something on Facebook is good. Absolutely. Then you can also have, Google ads, you can do direct mail, you can do radio, you can do email, you can do SMS. You can do so many different things to, surround your audience and give them multiple opportunities to engage in the channel that they enjoy the most. I tend to do a lot on Facebook, a little bit, less on LinkedIn. And then, those are two big channels that I use as a marketer, but also just personally. So if you're marketing to me, and you start with marketing me on Instagram, I may see it, but I may not engage. Whereas if you then market to me on Facebook as well, that may be where I comment. And depending on your audience, depending on what they need and what they want, it's important for you to realize that you're going to have to approach them from different angles. You're going to have to surround them with multiple marketing channels, and that's what's going to build trust and ultimately help you be successful in marketing to them. And so just like my dog will move from one side of me to the other side, and he'll keep nosing me until he gets what he wants, a treat or to go outside or do whatever he wants to do. It's important for us to just try different angles and keep trying different approaches until we find something that's really successful. And the third thing that I learned from my dog Marley is to keep showing up with a good attitude until you succeed. He is always happy to see me. It doesn't matter what happened 5 minutes ago or yesterday, or if he got scared by something outside, because sometimes he gets scared. He will keep showing up and keep wagging his tail and keep being happy until he succeeds, until he gets what he wants. And that's the same thing that we have to do too. As marketers, we can't think that just one attempt is going to work. We can't think that this first big idea or the second big idea or the third big idea is going to necessarily pan out. We have to keep showing up until we succeed. And that's the difference to me between entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, and those who think they're leaders and those who are actually leaders, because I don't have a weird made up word for a non-leader. But when we show up consistently until we succeed, and we just have the attitude of, I'm going to keep trying, I'm going to keep working at this, I'm going to keep investing and learning and growing and serving my audience. If we keep just showing up like that, then eventually everything works out the way it's supposed to. But if we foolishly think that one attempt, one campaign, one idea, anything like that is going to be successful for us, that's not actually how it works. And so I would encourage you just to keep showing up, keep testing your ideas, and keep showing up for your audience. Because if you truly love and care the industry you serve, the audience that you serve, and your tribe, then it doesn't matter how long it takes. You'll just keep working at it and keep showing up and keep getting, you'll keep learning and growing until you ultimately get the results that you need to get for them. And when you get results for your audience, then that's when you get results. And so showing up consistently like that is absolutely the key. And so just to recap, to remind you, what we can learn from our dogs about marketing, because these are truly $1 million marketing principles. If you look at all the big campaigns out there that have been successful, is one, make your audience feel good about who they are because they're associating with you, and get them engaged in the conversation and engaged with you. The second thing is, if one approach doesn't work, just try a new angle. Keep trying different things, and also surround your audience with multiple messages from multiple different channels, because then you truly will be omnipresent to them in their space and what they want to achieve. And then third, keep showing up with a good attitude until you succeed. My dog never gets discouraged, and he keeps coming back and asking for more, wanting something else, or getting my attention. And we should be the same way as well. We need to just make sure that we continually show up, we continually have a good attitude, and that we have the mindset that we're going to keep doing this until we succeed. And so if you take that approach, you are going to not only be successful in business, but I believe if you apply these things as well to the rest of your life, then you'll get benefit there as well. So I appreciate everyone tuning in today. Hope you have an awesome Monday, and we will see you tomorrow.